You guys would think that she actually wrote that stuff about me. It's really nice. Thank you very much, you girls. This is just such an amazing crowd, and I love how this is growing, and I look so forward with Darla and Dorothy to watch it grow even bigger, so it's super exciting. My good friend Nola was supposed to be speaking on this today, and when she couldn't, then she asked if I would step in, so I'm literally just winging this. But talking about charity is something that is incredibly close to my heart. I've always been involved with trying to give back to the community, but I wanted to touch base with you, especially for the few of you that said you don't have yourself aligned with a charity right yet. Maybe this will give you some ideas for what to think about, okay? How many people know somebody who's rich and just keeps getting richer? They don't necessarily give back, right? You know, the rich get richer. Your mom used to say, oh, you know, the rich get richer when the 90-year-old guy wins the lotto and you're like, what, right? Are they giving back? That's the question. Well, here's a joke that I thought really fit into this. A local charity had never received a donation from the town's wealthy banker. So the director made a phone call. Our records show that you make about $500,000 a year. Yet you haven't given one penny to any charity in the community. Don't you want to help your community? The banker replied, did your research show that my mother's ill with really expensive medical bills? Did it show that I have a brother who's blind and unemployed? Did it show that my sister just lost her husband and left her broke and penniless with 4 children? No, the director said. I had no idea. So the banker said, if I don't give them any money, why would I give it to you? The rich get richer. What are the kind of things that your parents told you about giving when you're young? It's better to give
and to receive.
Than to receive. My one I used to use with my kids about everything, not just money. What you project, you reflect. What you put out to people, you bring back. So I did some looking around when I talked with the girls yesterday, and I realized that I was going to be doing this little speaking engagement about a couple of little brilliant things. Your greatness is not in what you have, but in what you give. And who's the almighty power? Who has the final say? Oprah. Right? Right? Nikki feels me. To move forward, you have to give back. It's easy. It's basic stuff. Everybody already knows this. But how many people have said today that they're not particularly aligned with anything? Now, there's lots of ways to give, right? People automatically think monetary stuff. How much money can I afford to give? What percentage? You know how they say you're supposed to give a percentage of the amount of money that you make back to charity, right? There's a lot of ways to give. When you're walking down the street and I smile at you, you're going to smile back. That's being charitable. You don't know how much that person might have needed a smile. It's not just monetary. People talk about giving of their time. Is time worth money? Absolutely it is, especially to the organizations. So put your body where your mouth is and get out there, right? When you're choosing a charity, why do you go with certain charities? Is it because you have a child who's diabetic, so you work with juvenile diabetes? What is it that draws you to a particular thing? I think you have to be careful. And I think you want to choose something that you're passionate about, as passionate as you are about your career, as passionate as you are about your family. I think that it really has to resonate. That's the reason that I'm involved in the charity that I'm involved in. And the other thing is ask questions. When I first started organizing my fundraiser in September, I had a few people who came to me and said, so where's the money going to go? And I went, well, it's going to go to the Association for Suicide Prevention. And they said, but what to what? For what specifically? And at first I was kind of pissy. You know, I thought, it's going to good. What? Really? What do you want me to break it down? But you know what? The more I thought about it, absolutely you should know where the money's going. And so when you're choosing what track you're going to go on, where you're going to spend your time, your money, or your smiles, check it out and make sure you know what you're representing so that you go in feeling super confident about that. I think that's important, right? So the first avenue on why you're going to do charitable stuff or you're going to work together with a charity is a personal thing. It fills all these things. It fills your heart, right? Why do we all do it? What return do we get out of it? Because you're helping. And you know you're helping, and that helps you feel great inside. So what's the second reason? that you might. I like to do bullet. If anybody heard me talk, I usually have like 3 things or 2 things or whatever, because it's easier to remember. First one is personal. Second one, business. Now maybe it sounds a little underhanded, or maybe you sound a little skeezy because you go, well, I work with this charity and it helps me in my business, right? That's not skeezy, that's smart. Gianna Miko is incredibly generous with her. The clients that when she has a silent auction and offers a sitting to take beautiful pictures, like those people aren't going to buy pictures from her, like they're not going to pay her for more than what she's doing. Or would they ever have been her client in the first place? Like that makes sense. So not only do you get to fill your own cup and feel happy about it, but your business benefits from it. Like that's not rocket science, that's marketing. So that, to me, all that kind of stuff just sort of makes sense. When you're considering where you're going to go, especially from a business perspective, tie it in with your business. If you sell retail sporting goods, align yourself with a kids' charity where the kids can't afford to have the sporting equipment. Like that kind of thing makes sense, right? For me, I work with Habitat for Humanity. It's one of the causes I work with. They build homes for people that can't afford to be in home. I'm a realtor. Duh. Like, right? That makes sense. It doesn't work for every business, but oftentimes you'll find that if that's where your heart is in your career, it makes sense to step over onto the charitable side and give to something that's associated with your work. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Kind of makes sense? Good. So what's the third reason? The first one is for you fill your own cup, is for your personal stuff. The second one is for your business, because you're going to grow your business. What's the third one? She said it. Because you never know. You never know when it's going to be you on the receiving end. Mm-hmm. Ask 100% of the people who get money from these charitable organizations if they ever thought that they would need money from a charitable organization. They're going to say no. Whoever wants to be in that spot. So when you're giving, think about that. Think about what if it was me on the receiving end of this? What if I needed this? And I'm going to tell you what, that makes it a lot easier to choose the charity that you work with too. Because if you can put yourself into those people's shoes, by the grace of God, if you're not, that's fantastic. But what if you were? Right? So personal stuff, business stuff, what if you were in those positions? To me, that's the 3 top reasons that giving charity just makes sense and just works. Final quote of the day, just because I thought this was brilliant. Giving is not about making a donation. It's about making a difference.